All right, that's good to hear. Hello, Mr. Sparling. It's gonna be a fun one for you. We're a little early, so I'm gonna wait. We're just a tiny bit early, so I'm gonna wait just a smidge. It is one of the only things I have that actually has like horns in it, like this. Most of these are done with, what do you call it? Strings. I think this might all be wind instruments, which is kind of interesting. Arkhis. Arkhis is really great. I think I like Arkhis more than this. I haven't read exactly how this one is positioned in the market. Like, I don't know what the blurb is about it. I just was browsing the site, the Native Instruments site, and saw this. And I'm a huge, gigantic sucker. I'm a sufferer for these types of Kontakt instruments that are these sort of like captured phrases. But I think they complement each other. I know that's probably not what you want to hear. If I had to choose between one or the other, I'd pick Arkhis. It is. It's very similar. These are actually really, this type of plugin, this type of Kontakt instrument is just everywhere right now. There's a couple Spitfire ones that I'm working with Spitfire now, sort of on a PR basis, I guess. I'm not really getting paid or anything, but they are sending over some of their stuff. I have all the Labs ones, and they're pretty good. I haven't tried any of their nice, expensive ones yet. And I am, like I said, Spitfire reached out not too long ago and was like, hey, would you like to work together? And I'm like, sure. So what's going to happen with that is they are going to send over software now and then. And I'm not going to do full videos on any of it. What I will be doing, though, is doing like little 1-minute social posts where I create a piece of music with it. These compositional tools are really amazing, but I don't want to start getting into like full videos of them. I think it's, now that I have this DAW set up streaming here that actually works, I think this will be how we go over these things together. I think this will be a big part of how I stream to y'all now, because it allows me to answer questions and really show off how these sound. So I have from theirs an upcoming choir that's going to be rather inexpensive they're coming out with. I'm going to get a couple of the Albions. There's one called Hammers that they have that I'll be getting, that I'll be doing a little thing on. But yeah, the Albion, Tundra, and I can't remember what the other one's called. Those are the ones that I'm really interested in. They just have some really amazing stuff. Like Spitfire's collection is really fantastic. We can compare Lors and Arkhis in this if you guys like. And if there's any Kontakt instruments that you are curious about, mostly the complete ones, but I have a bunch of stuff from Output and some of the non-complete ones here. Do let me know, and I will show you them. So they're all made to be sort of like composition starters, right? Down at the bottom here, you can see the range that the thing is mapped. Some of them are not the whole range. So let's just listen a little bit. So you can hear the cello on the left and the double bass on the right. The mod wheel controls the volume. You can hear that it doesn't have anything to do with the intensity. It's just volume, but that's actually pretty useful. And then if this right here, this expression thing is lit, basically, like the mod wheel, the same color and not grayed out, then we can use the touch strip on the complete control to manage another aspect of this. So let's go ahead and do a little line. And I will play with the touch strip. So that's all the way down. And then that's up. You can hear it get a little bit more intensity. So the thing that I like about this is, for the most part, it really encourages those sort of cluster chords that I like to play, where I just like to, it's basically like these drones. This is how I love to play. What I really need is an expression pedal. That's what would help me right now. There's no aftertouch to this, which is really, really unfortunate. I kind of wish there was. Let's see what these do. Okay. Okay. Nice. So let's get that alto flute in and hear why it is not in. Click on an empty slot to the left of the... Oh, I have to pick. Okay, so these are all the articulations that you can add to this. Very, very interesting. So we'll put airy sustains. Okay, so it had nothing assigned to it. Let's go ahead and turn this one up and turn these down so we can hear what's going on here. It's kind of like Playbox, you know? Woo, that's a lot of flute. Also, a really interesting thing to note about these, there's no pitch bend. The pitch bend does nothing to this. So really, it's like, do you need an orchestral bed that sounds like this? If it doesn't work for you, well, sorry. I think this picks a random preset. So let's just listen to a few more. And then if you have any questions, feel free just to ask them and I'll try to answer. Trying to get a little bit more dissonant with this. So yeah, it's a very modern kind of sound, which I really, really like. Here we have a horse fiddle and a voice. Baritone sax is not there, so let's check this one out. Wow. That's cool. Yeah, these are like super like sort of like mysterious tension points. Definitely not as orchestrally suitable as Arkhis is. We'll do a comparison to Arkhis after this. So you can see this one has no expression. So this is what you get. It's basically a playable series of sort of loops. That's it. And what's really missing here is the ability to like swell. I understand that would be really, really difficult, but it is what it is. No expression on this one either. Also, a very limited range for each one of these. You know, like you can see the range that I have available to me here. Some of them are going to be more bass focused than other ones. This one gets nowhere near as high as I'd like it to be. This one does have expression. Ooh, mysterious. Are there a bunch of other preset bundles or anything you need to get access to all these different samples, or is this how it comes at base? When you buy lures, this is what you get. This is it. Like, I mean, this is the instrument. Yeah, this is like, I don't know why. I mean, we're gonna move on to Arkhis real quick because I want you to hear that. I don't know who would buy this except for someone who is doing film spec work, or like soundtrack spec work. It's very specific, you know, and I do have to wonder how many of those are gonna just become played out. The other funny thing about this to think about is that, like, who gets an opportunity to use these? Like library musicians, maybe people who are actively making stuff for music libraries. I can see that being a thing. But like, yeah, who's using these? Now, Arkhis, on the other hand, has a lot more expression to it. You can also hear that we have more strings. Still no aftertouch on this. Yeah, I don't really think of lures as something you would integrate into a song. I can see it being really, really interesting sample fodder. Like you could sample it and put it into like a granular sampler or something like that. That would be really, really cool. Whereas Arkhis manages to bridge the gap between a playable instrument that also would be used for the same things, I think, that Lures does. We also have pitch bend in here. Now, if this was MPE compatible and you could do individual pitch, like pitch bending, this would be insane. This is like, oh, you know what? Okay, you know what? I just remembered what Lures reminds me of, and this to an extent. It's like A24, the Kontakt instrument. A24, the production studio. The ones behind Hereditary and the like. All we need is like between each one of these steps. I hope you understand what I'm saying there. You probably have watched Hereditary if you like horror movies. What's also really wild to me is that there's just orchestras out there doing this. Like there's yeah, composers are like composing these little things and then recording them and turning them into Kontakt instruments. It's such a wild idea to me. Oh, it's the Hollow Knight soundtrack. God, I love this shit. I love this shit. I'm 42 years old and I still have not scored any film or video game, and I have an opportunity to now that I can't really talk much about. It's a small thing. It's an indie thing, and I'm really excited to score it. But I'm like, man, I wish I had gotten into this a lot earlier. It's like, how many games can I possibly score before I die? Okay, so that's enough of Arkhis. Now you get a sense of what the two sound like next to each other. I think that Lors is very interesting. However, it is not for everybody. It's definitely its own thing. I do have a cool library called Rinascimento that is like medieval instruments. Oh, God. That's truly terrible. Why would anyone want to play that? Let's talk about Melodies. This is from a company called Fluffy Audio. And this was sent to me as an NFR, not for retail, and they wanted me to do a video on it. I never got around to it. And I finally loaded it up and I was baffled, absolutely fucking baffled. And I finally figured it out. I emailed the person. I was like, hey, I want to do, I'll probably do a social post on this. I'm not gonna do a full video. When's it release? And the guy was like, well, it's released, but to be honest, it's been a terrible release. No one knows what this thing is. Like, the price is too high, and people just don't know what the fuck is going on. So they're going to be redoing it, sort of. They're going to be redoing the library and redoing the price. So keep an eye out for that. If this is interesting to you, I find it very strange. It's one of the most strangest things I've ever seen in my entire life. It was posited to me as something that like will create like melodies from loops. But when I opened it, I was like, what is going on here? There's all these like albums here, like all of these like actual albums. And then I click like I can't play anything. There's no preset. So if you click an album, like here's like categories up here, right? So I'll pick strings. Okay, so sorry, I'm gonna say map whole album, and it says please select a key. This is the key that it will play in now. Okay, you can see we got these chunks going by, right? These are loops. It's divided into 8 loops right now. So when I now can click into here, and you'll see that we have all of these effects. So I like to make this really small, like 32. But the position is where it is in the thing, right? Like, so it's playing back pretty normally right now. I can randomize this. Or do this. It's really great to just fuck it up, basically. So I'm just gonna fuck all these up here. So that's pretty fucking cool, right? Let's reset it. I want you to just remember what this sounded like. So that was it before. And then we can come in here, fuck it all up. I gotta admit, it's kind of fun. now each one of these is its own loop. So like I can play multiple ones at once. So if I take this and I like tune it up like this. We can randomize this one too. So let's go ahead and do that. So it's neat. It's cool. Let's do a different one. Oh, I think this is which of these loops is being played back. So if we go all the way down here, we can reset everything down to here. So we can choose. See how the heat map, the little waveform changes. It's picking between one of these over here. Let's find something like drums. Let's see what it does to drums. Each one of these is a drum loop, right? So let's go ahead and let's start randomizing everything but loop for right now, and then we'll get into that. So. I don't really hear Rev doing anything. All right, that's fine. Oh, there we go. That's fucking cool. All right, let's go ahead and now have it pick a random slice here, a random loop. So each one of these 10 right here. Now let's speed this up to something insane. Let's go to 170 for like IDM territory, and let's go into tune. Let's go ahead and just speed the whole thing up. Yeah, that's fucking cool. So, hold on a second. Let me take this down again. So, what is this? Oh, smoothing. That's cool. Okay. Oh, it's got time stretching. Oh, cool. Okay, let's try something different. Ambient. This could be cool. We might be able to make pads have a vibe. Let's see, map whole album. Oh yeah, this is gonna be cool. So we'll go to 32 again. So let's start with position. Okay, this is kind of cool. Their inspiration for this was knobs. Like they straight up said, like, we wanted to make like something that kind of sounded like knobs music. I'm not sure if they're friends with him directly, but you can hear that, you know. I'm kind of smitten, honestly. It's super fast to work with. So if you find like basically this is like an inspiration machine. Like you could make an entire album or EP just based on what you find in here. Like it's so easy to just get like interesting things. The thing that sucks about it is that it's not really like playable all that much as far as I can tell. I don't know what these do down here, so let's find out. Like I said, we have these extra key zones down here. I'm not really sure what they do. So let's find out. So we have B. Oh, this is the key. You can transpose it. Now, what it really needs, I think, in my opinion, and I could be wrong about what's available here, is it needs the ability, like Pigments has, where and the buffer shuffler from Ableton, where when you have this sort of randomization, this probability. Here, I'll show you real quick in case you don't. It's just so much easier to show you, and I think we'll be done unless you have any questions after this. So if I come over to our sequencer here and turn it on, there's some stuff we can do. I can randomize any one of these controls, and if you compare what we've done here with the slicing and randomization like this, what you're going to see is that this is very, very similar. So what happens is I can do this, and you can see that we get a randomized octave value there, right? Let's go ahead and just make this bigger. But it stays the same unless you go over to this regen here and say auto regen. Well, regen itself, watch what happens to those random values. See how they change? I'll just do this to all. I'll do this to everything real quick. Okay. And I want to change this to be a bit faster. Okay, cool. So if I hit regen, it changes the randomization, like basically the seed for this random. But you can also turn auto regen off, or on, excuse me, and every time it comes around, it will auto regen the chop. And I really would like to see that from Melodies. I think that would be a very, 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 very cool thing to get out of this. Everything about Pigments is just fucking phenomenal. Someone asked about buffer shuffler. Let me show you real quick. So each one of these is is actually very similar to what we're just doing in Melodies. It's a paradigm. It exists, sort of like Glitch 2 from dBlue, if you've ever seen that. I've used that so much. But anyways, Buffer Shuffler is free if you have Max for Live. So we have these things over here, left, right, stutter, gate, pitch, shift, amp. So I can come in and I can affect these. I can also randomize it. And I can do this. And you have things like the gate. Change the resolution. Now here's where this is where things get a little cooler and a little dumb. So in Pigments, that regen of the sequencer here is contained within Pigments as a concept. It does not affect anything in Ableton in terms of our good friend, the undo buffer. Unfortunately, Buffer Shuffler, once you start having it auto regen, the randomization, starts taking over your fucking undo buffer. What we're gonna do here is I'm gonna hit auto on all of these. It's gonna automatically change these. I'm gonna turn off gate. Turn off stutter. So every time it goes around, it changes this. It doesn't change the reverse, which is unfortunate. And if I come up here, you can see it says undo change left dice. So each time it auto dices, it changes, it adds to the undo buffer, and it's the worst thing in the world. It's so fucking dumb because you'll never be able to undo any other change that you've made because the buffer shuffler is always just taking over the thing. So an unfortunate side effect of buffer shuffler. It's still a cool plugin. If you start using the auto dice, it just starts fucking up. Glitch does not do that. I don't like Glitch's sounds quite so much. As a final note, in this world, maybe we'll do a video on this at some point. The real fun one that I've been having with lately is called Infiltrator. So it has 10 effect engines that can all be a thing. There we go. So they'll only come in when they're down here, which I think is cool. Anyways, yeah, fun stuff. I think that's good. We hit an hour. We covered a lot of grounds. If you have suggestions on software that you would like to see in these little streams, let me know. It's really easy for me to do this. I'm just sitting down in front of my computer, and it's chill. I can do this all day. In fact, I do this all day. But yeah, happy to take suggestions. I'll post something to Patreon, but always you can hit me up on Discord as well. I think that's good. You all have a wonderful rest of your day and evening, and I will see you online. Okay? Bye.